can hear it still. Oh, wow, yeah. Yes?
Yes. Well, it's not only when you came on the intercom. Yeah, definitely let's go because they're taking the field. Thanks. Good afternoon, softball fans, and welcome to the 2019 ISC World Tournament. It's Championship Saturday here at the Circle Tap Bar and Grill in Denmark, Wisconsin. This morning's game features the Kitchener-Hallman Twins taking on the Hill United Chiefs. This is the losers bracket semifinal here on the ISC Network. Blair Setford with Joe Todd this afternoon. And Joe Todd, this is a rematch of last year's losers bracket semifinal. The Twins took this one. What have they got to do to take this one today?
Well, obviously we need a good pitching performance from Sean Cleary, and have to have real strong bats. The Twins team have been one of the leaders all week. See if they can come through and shine against Adam Folkart.
Adam Folkard, the starter today, still has that blue compression band on the right arm. You see it right there in the shot from center field. Great shot from our partners at Hinckley Productions. It'll be Teo Migliavaca set to lead things off here against Adam Folkard. And shows a bunt. That pitch misses outside. Migliavaca will be followed by Cam Schiller in the batting order. Colin Walsh, Marshall Cronk, Ryan Boland, Andy Skelton, Jeff Novacek, Zach Shaw into the lineup in replace of Patrick Burns, and then Jonathan Lynch in the 9 spot for the Twins. So insert Shaw in the 8 spot, move a couple of guys up in the order, and Patrick Burns dropped out of the lineup today. Struggled here this week. Wouldn't be surprised to see him as a pinch hitter at some point. Lots of pop in the bat, maybe a one-time affair for Patrick Burns. Could also be the first guy that they call on out of the bullpen if things go awry with Sean Cleary. For the Hill United Chiefs on defense, Mark Johnson, Brad Ezekiel, Nico Carrillo, Shane Boland, Nick Shales, James Todd Hunter, Steve Mullally around the horn in the infield. And it is Adam Folkard pitching to Bruno Matroni. Called a strike on that outside corner.
Teo Migliavaca, 6 for 16, 375, 5 RBIs, 1 home run so far in the tournament.
2-1 on Migliavaca. Upstairs, ball 3. If you're just getting in with us here on the ISC Network, Blair Setford, Joe Todd. We started a little bit early. You've only missed a couple of pitches. It's 3-1 on Teo Migliavaca, leading off for the Hallman Twins. Foul back into the screen, and now 3-2. And this one is lifted out to the gap, and that's going to go off the top of the fence and over. A member's bounce for Teo Migliavaca and a leadoff home run for the Kitchener-Hallman Twins. How about that, Joe Todd?
Great way to start the game to give your offense that little boost. Teo Migliavaca going the other way, driving that ball over that left field fence. real bonus here for the Twins to get on that board early.
Well, we'll see if we've got an opportunity to show you a replay of that ball banging off the top of the fence and ricocheting over, the momentum carrying it over the fence. We'll try to bring you that one if we can. In the meantime, Cam Schiller steps in and fouls this one straight back.
Schiller, the top batter for the Twins, 467, 7 for 15.
Well, not only that, he's been a wizard out there with the glove this week. Several outstanding plays.
Leads the team also in home runs with 2.
Now tied with Teo Migliavacca.
Yeah, quick math here.
Yes, 1 and 1 equals 2. Downstairs from Folkert. So, Joe, you talked about the opportunity for a quick strike offense for the Twins. They've certainly done that. And called a strike at the top of the zone.
Both teams starting their number 1 horse here this morning. Got a long way to go. Another game at 1:30 against the Kitchener Cubs. And then that winner will play the Gremlins later on tonight.
Little ground ball out to James Todhunter. He'll throw out Schiller. And that will bring up Colin Walsh. Colin 5 for 15, couple RBIs.
First baseman number 16, Colin Walsh.
This just misses. No, it didn't miss. Called a strike. Had a notion to go. They're going to check. No, he does not, says our first base umpire. Just arriving at 11 a.m. here in Denmark, the greater Denmark area in Wisconsin.
Central Time.
Thanks for joining us here on the ISC Network. If you're just tuning in with us, it's Blair Setford, Joe Todd for the first game on Championship Saturday. Teo Migliavacca, a leadoff home run that bounced off the top of the fence and over. The Twins with the quick 1-0 lead. Adam Folkert has rebounded to get a ground ball off the bat of Cam Schiller and strikes out Colin Walsh. That takes us to Marshall Cronk, the designated player.
Marshall, a big, powerful bat up there. Does not get cheated on his swings.
Called a strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down here in the inning. The Twins, that quick 1-0 lead, the leadoff home run by Teo Migliavacca. It's 1-0 out of the zone.
Very wide open stance there for Cronk. Front foot almost on a little bit of an angle, and as the pitch gets released, he straightens up.
And chases down and in. Good pitch there. You got a great view of it. That drop ball down and in from Adam Folkert. And there's the little rise ball up and out. 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count. 2 down here in the inning. Ryan Boland awaits on deck. Called strike 3. Down goes Cronk looking. But Teo Migliavacca Leadoff home run puts the Twins out in front, 1-0. Chiefs coming to the plate, bottom of the first.
Swung on and missed. Strike three, and the Kitchener River Shark Twins repeat. Back-to-back Jacks! It's the local kid who wins it.
Swing and a miss. Jarvis, three-peats.
Adam Falkard, absolutely perfect.
Here comes a throw to the plate. The United Chiefs are the world champions.
2015 ISC Men's World Champions.
Shane Boland has hit the game-winning home run, and the Toronto Gators are world champions.
Fittingly, it's Adam on to first, and the United Chiefs back to the top of the mountain.
So, Joe Todd, we've got 3 chances in 4 for a Canada East team to be winning another ISC championship. Who will get to jump into somebody's arms at around 9 p.m. this evening? Will it be Kitchener-Hallman Twins, Kitchener-Hallman Cubs, Hill United Chiefs, or will it be the New York Gremlins who will defend their title? We've got 3 great games, plus the ISC Legends Championship to bring you today on the ISC Network here in the ISC Fast Pitch YouTube channel.
Beautiful day here in Denmark. Skies have cleared. A little bit of rain and moisture that were in effect too late yesterday have all cleared out of the area.
Sean Cleary, you see them right there. 2 nights ago, a one-hitter, but it was a home run and lost 1-0. Last night, had a perfect game into the 7th inning. Gave up a walk and ultimately a fielder's choice. So 2 runners, but got the no-hitter. And that was in a 3-0 Twins win over the hometown Circle Top Dukes to eliminate the Dukes, tied for 5th. But now he's got to contend with this powerful hitting lineup with the Hill United Chiefs. Brad Ezekiel leading things off. Nico Carrillo, Nick Shales, Bruno Matroni, Jason Hill, Steve Mullally in the 6th spot, Mark Johnson, Shane Boland, James Todd-Hunter. Back to the set lineup after McGovern got a start yesterday. Ellsworth was in the game yesterday. Tony Gonzalez as well. And Sean Cleary up to Brad Ezekiel. This is about the probably 45th at bat against each other for Sean and Brad this season between the tournament circuit and the St. John's League back at home in Newfoundland and Labrador. For these guys, they see each other a lot. Called a strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike on Bradley Ezekiel. He's asking, is that as high as the zone is going to go? Joe, the umpires for this afternoon's or this morning's game.
Keith Cook from Little Canyon, Minnesota at the plate. Steve Yonke from Caledonia, Michigan at first base. And Cody LaFave from Kansas City, Missouri at third base.
This one is lifted up on the infield. Schiller, a couple of steps back. And you see it right there. We'll haul that in for the first out of the inning. When you can get Brad Ezekiel popping up on the infield, you've done a good job.
That's a great sign for Sean Cleary's team anyway.
Nico Carrillo. Three for 13
home plate
on the
umpire.
tournament.
Keith Cook already just thrown out a ball that's in that basket.
The umpires have the discretion if that ball, supposed to be white-ish, is no longer white-ish, to remove it from the game. Carrillo tried to hold up with that pitch upstairs, but he went most of the way around. Swing and a miss again, chasing upstairs. And chases downstairs. Carril, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Set down on 3 pitches, and we will get to Nick Shales.
Shortstop number 27, Nick.
Well, Sean Cleary, just like every other pitcher, you always want to get at him early. Sean's tough parts of the games are very early, the first and second innings. If he can get by those innings, then he's usually gains the confidence and the strength to continue on.
This misses just upstairs. For the Chiefs, they would want to get to Cleary early, as you just said. He does tend to get stronger.
This is probably the first morning game for either one of these teams, too, this week, probably, eh?
Oh, it absolutely would be. Hill had a 1 p.m. start way back on Sunday after the Hall of Fame breakfast. The Twins played yesterday at 2, I think. Make that 4. Well, it was scheduled for 4. It was more like 6:37 with the rain delays, 6:45, I think, with the rain delays. But the Twins, I think, have had at least one kind of mid-afternoon game here this week. But, yeah, it was an earlier morning for everybody. Different routine. Sure, there was still a bit of a bat around. But everybody's got their swings in now at this point. Chopper foul. Track that one all the way down to left field. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 down here in the inning. The Twins, if you're just getting in with us on the ISC network, what took you so long? Blair Setford, Joe Todd, Teo Migliavaca, leadoff home run, hit the top bar of that 16-foot fence and bounced over. And this one is lifted out to right. That's going to drift foul over near the tarp. And just out of play, banging into the fence out there is Zach Shaw, playing right field today in replacement of Patrick Burns. So Shales will get a new life.
Ryan Boland and home plate umpire Keith Cook have had their moments already early in this game.
Well, Ryan will be arguing for every pitch on the outside corners, trying to establish how far out they can go. And this one will be fouled back again. Shales doing a good job right now, Joe, of just fouling off the waste pitches from Sean Cleary.
Got to protect that plate with 2 strikes. Anything close. Sean loves to pick at the corners.
Another foul ball. Good thing we've got a good supply. We had a good supply.
Sean Cleary and Nick Shales having a little battle here early in the game.
Sean wants to get through this inning unscathed. Hill United want to create a little element of doubt if they can. Just misses off the outside corner. Can't get Shales to chase that far out.
Nice pitch by Sean. Nick was tempted up there. You've seen him make a little bit of a movement.
So 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count, 2 down here. Bottom of the first inning. Hill United trying to get back to even. And ball 4, so it won't be a clean inning. And a very good at bat, Joe Todd, by Nick Shales, fouling off pitch after pitch after pitch and not giving in to Sean Cleary.
Great plate appearance. Imagine probably went through at least a dozen pitches there at that plate for Nick Shales. First walk of the game for Sean Cleary, but 10 so far over the week.
Bruno Matroni steps in. Shales bluffs off first base and got a good 3-4 strides in, Joe, before he turned the shoulders. Just a hint of a breeze up top as the flag is fluttering just a tiny bit. Not much, not a lot of movement in the trees. Swing and a miss upstairs. Bruno Matroni chases one at the eyes.
Bruno 5 for 13, 385 batting average this week.
There goes Shales on the move. Throw down, but it's academic as Bruno Matroni down on strikes. So it's not quite a clean inning, but it's close enough for Sean Cleary and the Twins through 1 complete. Kitchener 1, Hill United no score.
Your requirements are across North America, Skelton Truck Lines provides you with reliable, safe, and high-quality service at a fair price. Skelton Truck Lines equipment is satellite tracked and delivers small parcel, less than truckload, and expedited shipments throughout Canada and the U.S. With over 50 years of experience and more than 50 trucks serving 4 divisions, Skelton Truck Lines is a thriving Ontario business and a proud fastball sponsor. Visit us online at skeltontruck.com. Thanks to Mike Skelton for supporting the broadcast program.
I'm going to guess and say he probably threw 22 pitches that inning. Back here on the ISC network, just discussing off air how many pitches Sean Cleary might have thrown the top of that inning. 22 would be in that neighborhood, Joe.
I would think so. Now, the normal and what everyone always talks about is at the anywhere from the 14 to 16 mark. So you want to make sure you have a quick inning somewhere later on in the game to average that quantity out.
You can track all the balls and strikes on the Point Streak scoring system. If you go to the ISC website, scroll down just below the photos, there's those shield logos. Click on the ISC shield logo, will take you to the Point Streak site. Click on the live scoring, and you got the opportunity to follow along with all of the stats that we have access to here. And you can see the balls and strikes and track the pitch count right along with us.
Number 10, Ryan Boland.
Ryan Boland will step in now. Called strike. This one misses downstairs. So 1 ball, 1 strike. If you haven't been with us all week, the reason for the blue compression bandage or the compression wrap on the right arm of Adam Falkard on Wednesday evening took a line shot just below the elbow off the bat of Derek Mason. It was a rocket right off the bat. No opportunity for Adam to get a glove over, and hit him just below the elbow on the pitching arm. Left the game, got some medical treatment, and this one is laced over the head of James Todhunter and Ryan Boland aboard with a single. But Adam got the medical treatment, told the coaching staff he was going to be fine. Back out on the board on Thursday Pitched 6 innings that night. Got the day off yesterday as Pablo Migliavaca picked up the win over the Toronto Batmen. And back out here this morning. He'll need to go, I'm going to guess, Joe, this one and then perhaps the championship game if they get that far.
Yes. He's a workhorse. He loves the ball, though.
Andy Skelton. This one inside. Andy basically learning a new position on the fly here this week. Joe Todd playing third base for the Twins. I've seen Andy play some second in the past, but mostly first, pitching, obviously, and a little bit of outfield. Swing and a miss. Snap throw down. They just got back in time. Ryan Boland.
Great arm by Bruno. Keeping Ryan Boland, his counterpart, honest over at first base.
Mullally dropped the tag down on the upper arm. The hand was just through onto the base. Very close over there at first. Called a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the inning. Or was that not called a strike? 2 balls, 2 strikes was the indication from the umpire. Scoreboard out in left field had it incorrect. You had it right on the graphic here, so you're getting the good info. Now 3-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Andy Skelton. Joe, both guys going deep into counts early in the game, throwing a lot of pitches here in the early innings. You'd really like to try and minimize that if you could.
Exactly. You're trying to cut down the quantity of pitches that you got because you're going to have to potentially go 3 games later on to contend up with that 7 o'clock game tonight with the New York Gremlins. So somewhere along the line you need a good, quick, maybe 3 to 6 pitch inning.
Jeff Novacek swings and misses.
Novacek 364, 4 for 11, 3 RBIs, just 1 home run. Done a great job at second base, though.
And there's another called strike. So Adam a little bit quicker here, filling up the strike zone on Jeff Novacek. 0-2 the count. And swing and a miss. 3-pitch strikeout for Adam Folkert. So a little bit quicker there. And we'll go to Zach Shaw. Joe, we talked about the generational story in men's fast pitch. Zach Shaw, son of Kerry Shaw, longtime player in the Midwest area. Called strike on the outside corner. So another second-generation player. Got a good look at Zach earlier here at the Boys of Summer tournament back in July. Got some wheels, a little bit of pop. Still learning the game. Fouled off here at the screen. Good swing there.
Well, and great to get into the game in this pressure situation here on Championship Saturday.
Well, he's into the game because Patrick Burns has struggled here this week. Patrick is a great player, but just it's not been his week. 8 strikeouts in 14 plate appearances, and you can just see Patrick is up there grinding the sawdust out of the bat when he's up the plate. The frustration just emanates from the guy. I feel bad for him because he's a world-class player and just in a slump here at the wrong time in the ISC World Tournament. Just inside, moves Shaw back off the plate a little bit. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Ryan Boland aboard at first. Hasn't strayed very far from the bag after that snap throw down by Bruno Matroni. Called a ball.
Oh.
Some courage to take that pitch with 2 strikes. But we will go to a full count, 3-2. And again, a full count here for another batter. Swing and a miss. Adam Folkert collects 3 strikeouts on the inning. He's got 5 on the game. But the Twins lead in the important part on the scoreboard. We're going to go to the bottom of the second inning. Chiefs coming to the plate, trailing 1-0.
Murphy's Fish and Chips is not only a great place to get some of the best seafood in Canada, but is also one of the best fastball sponsors in the game. Voted Nova Scotia's best fish and chips by Eastlink TV, Murphy's is a family institution since 1996 and a proud fastball sponsor of many Canadian and ISC championship teams. Open 7 days a week. Come join us for our famous English-style fish and chips or any of our daily specials. Murphy's is located at 88 Esplanade in Truro, Nova Scotia. We thank Dave T. Anderson and Murphy's Fish and Chips for their commitment to fastball and the broadcast program.
So back here on the ISC network, Sean Cleary just making the stroll out to the pitching mound as Ryan Boland emerges from the dugout in full protective gear. Ryan on base at the end of the inning, so a couple extra seconds to get the gear back on. Joe, your thoughts early here as we're going into the bottom of the second?
Just the fact that we had mentioned it a couple of times now that both pitchers have gone to a full count. I think 3 on both sides so far. So you wonder how long that can go. Yes, it's not a hot day today, but it's going to be a long day.
Yeah, the weather here has just been fantastic. You touched on it a little bit earlier. We had the rain, a couple rain delays yesterday, but we have spectacular weather today. It's warm, but it's not blistering hot. There's a bit of a breeze to keep things sane. There's really no humidity. It's just an absolutely perfect atmosphere for a ball game.
So both these pitchers now going to have to try and have a good quick inning, make it so they can go back to their bench and take a little pressure off their legs too. Both these pitchers use and drive off their legs.
So Cleary on to face one of his best friends, Jason Hill. Here's another guy they've got 100 at bats each against each other so far this year, I'm sure. Hill chases upstairs and fouls it off for strike 1. You can't come inside to Jason Hill. I know Ryan Boland and Sean Cleary will know that. They're going to try and work up and then work away.
Great little conversation going on between Jason Hill and Ryan Boland right now. Little smirks on their faces.
Quickly, 0-2, Sean Cleary working ahead. He's done that pretty consistently for the first 4 batters of the game. Nick Shales had an exceptional at bat, was down 0-2 and ended up working a walk. Had a notion to chase that dipper outside, but didn't go. And Joe Todd, there's just a little bit of action down in the bullpen for the Hallman Twins. Patrick Burns making the arm go around. So like we thought, it might be Burns the first guy up.
Burns had a great game over at the WBSC in Prague in June.
That was the Canada-New Zealand bronze medal game where Patrick Burns went the distance and collected. Was that a 1-0 win? I think it was. Was it not a 1-0 win over the New Zealand Black Sox for the bronze medal for Canada? Their second consecutive bronze medal after a gold in Saskatoon in 2015. Hill swings and misses, up and away, and down goes Jason Hill on strikes. The third strikeout of the game for Sean Cleary. Here's another guy that he doesn't get to face as much in the league anymore, but Steve Mullally. He and Sean and Jason, Ryan Boland, brother Shane Boland, all of them products of the Greater St. John's Newfoundland Fastball Factory. Started and founded by Sir Colin Abbott and Ward Goss. Ward Goss here this week with the Sudbury Relics. Swing and a miss. Took something off. Mullally out in front. Sudbury, the defending champions in the Legends division, and opportunity that we might see them at 4 o'clock this afternoon in the ISC Legends Championship game. You'll see that here on the ISC network. And Mullally chases something even softer from Sean Cleary. Geared it down from 100 maybe to 80, and that one all the way down to 60. And Mullally waved over the top of it. It has just tumbled at the plate.
Great pitch by Sean Cleary. Mullally's been struggling all week, though.
Swing and a miss outside. Can't catch up to that one. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night to Steve Mullally. 3-pitch strikeout. Now 4 on the morning for Sean Cleary.
Great pitch location. Great call by Ryan Boland. Mark Johnson batting out that 7-hole. Second top batter for the Hill United team with a .364 batting average.
This one punched out into center by Johnson. And the first hit of the afternoon for the Hill United Chiefs. So let's get that one out of the way now.
Yeah.
Won't be the perfect game because of the walk, and won't be the no-hitter. So that's only the second hit that Sean Cleary has given up in the last 16 innings. Shane Boland will step in. Sean doesn't like the white spherical object he was given to throw. He'll get the opportunity to look at this one and I guess finds that one acceptable. I just saw Boland flipped one to James Todd Hunter. I don't know what he expected Todd Hunter to do with it, but he turned around and flipped it to the bench. So a little family division here. Shane Boland at the plate, Ryan Boland behind it, Janet Boland back at home, hoping nobody gets hurt.
Good afternoon, Janet. I know you'll be watching.
That pitch missed upstairs. Sean Cleary not happy with the call. Felt he'd been getting that one earlier. 2 quick outs. The single by Mark Johnson has him out at first. And there's a called strike on the inside corner to Shane Boland. One ball, 1 strike. And that just misses upstairs. So 2-1.
Little hot.
And there's a called strike. So we know where the top of the zone is. Sean Cleary has now found it with Ryan Boland. Ryan doing some landscaping in the other batter's box. At least he's not cleaning the plate tonight like he was the other night. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Mark Johnson over at first base. Ground ball to Hopper to Schiller. They'll go the short way, the toss to Novacek, and they'll erase Mark Johnson. That will end the inning for the Hill United Chiefs. Unable to advance past first base, Sean Cleary maintaining this 1-run lead for his Kitchener-Hallman Twins. We'll go to the top of the third on the ISC network. Stay with us.
Casa Radio 93.5 FM, operating from the 6 nations of the Grand River Territory, is dedicated to the promotion of Indigenous culture, positive initiatives, language, and music to our youth. We offer a unique blend of top 40, hip-hop, R&B programming, and Indigenous music. You can count on Jukasa Radio 93.5 FM to help your voice be heard. Our interactive call-in shows feature locally produced news, sports, health, current affairs, and social issues. Unique programming with an Indigenous perspective. Listen live at jukasaradio.ca or download the Jukasa Radio app free from your app store.
It will be Jonathan Lynch, and then back to the top of the shop for Teo Migliavaca and Cam Schiller as the Hill United Twins come back to the plate here at the top of the third inning.
Leading off the left field, number 23, Jonathan Lynch.
After that home run, Joe, the single by Ryan Boland last inning, but Adam Falkert has already collected 5 strikeouts in just 2 innings of work. Lynch fouls this first pitch off at the plate, and I see now that Scott Life has gone down to warm up, so the Twins keeping both of the relief pitchers on standby.
Well, everyone should be on that bench. Everyone called upon. This is an elimination game. The loser of this game will go home.
This is fisted out into short left field. It's going to drop in. Lynch has got good wheels, going for 2, slides in safely as the throw is errant from out in the outfield. Not sure who picked that up, Joe, whether it was Bradley or Mark. I missed it because we're blocked out a little bit here down the left field line. But the throw was offline and easily up into second base. With the double goes Jonathan Lynch. Good hustle right out of the box. Saw that little soft liner was going to have the opportunity for him to advance and took great advantage of it. Up to second base and up to the top of the shop for Teo Migliavaca.
Great production of that number 9 spot for Hallman Twins all week by Jonathan Lynch.
Turns to bunt. Nobody covering second, so Lynch a mile lead, but now is going to retreat back. And this is the bonus of having a guy like Teo Migliavaca at the top of your order. Had the power to punch it out of the park, albeit 245 and a half feet. Maybe, as it bounced off the top of the bar and over. Called a strike at the top of the zone. Bit of a quick look back from Migliavaca, so 0-2. But he can also put down a bunt and beat it out. Speed to spare.
Got great wheels of that plate. Obviously, with that positional on defense in center field, you see him tracking down a lot of balls. Great range out there.
This one misses downstairs. And over to second base to Bird Dog, Jonathan Lynch. James Todd-Hunter a little bit closer to second base, creating a bit of a gap between himself and Steve Mullally. That's an opportunity for Teo Migliavaca to drive one through the right side. Shales is straight up over at short. Boland a foot off the bag or so. And this one is flipped out to left field. They're going to give Lynch the wave. Now they're going to throw it the stop sign late. Sliding in safely to second is Migliavaca. A late call there from Steve Kuzer to put up the stop sign. And Lynch had to throw out the parachute, and those two are having a conversation right now. Lynch is saying, come on, man, you got to put that stop sign up a little sooner because I was breaking around the bag. I nearly ran into you.
Mark Johnson got on that ball fairly quickly.
Back-to-back doubles for the Hallman Twins and some trouble for Adam Falkert here in the third inning. Upstairs to Cam Schiller. Good opportunity here for the Twins. Have to take advantage of these when they come around. When they won this game last year, they were able to do that. Todd Hunter on defense is well in on second base side. Downstairs, Todd Hunter hit the ground ball, Todd Hunter fielded the ground ball off the bat of Schiller in Schiller's last at bat.
Schiller way up in the count now. 2 balls, no strikes. Hitters count.
And here's a chopper on the infield. Mullally can't get to it before it goes foul. So 2-1.
Schiller usually still just a pull hitter, but usually pulls off to that right side of the infield. So we'll see if Jonathan Lynch gets off that bag and potentially we have a play at the plate if it stays in the infield.
Bruno Matroni went down to the dugout to go get a new glove. I don't see anybody working in the bullpen right now. There's not a lot of activity on the Hill United bench. Larry Lynch up on the fence. John Hill standing at the back of the dugout. The players are all in little camping chairs lined up along the fence. Upstairs to Schiller, 3-1. Scott Life and Patrick Burns doing more talking and spectating than they are warming up at the moment in the Twins bullpen. There's a called strike.
4th time today that Adam has gone to a full count.
Todd Hunter still in on the right side of the infield. And this one skips in the dirt. It bounces in front, but not a great pitch from Adam on a 3-2 count. That was about a 44.5 footer, Joe. Blocked well by Matroni. But not sure Adam fully looks comfortable out there. What do you think?
No, he just doesn't seem to be finding that strike zone this morning. He's usually in a little bit more of a right down the tube, challenge you right off the bat. So quite surprised at this with that walk there. Almost, again, we talked about the 4th time in the full count. Throwing a lot of pitches here. We're just in the 3rd inning.
Swing and a foul back by Colin Walsh. Bases loaded. Nobody out here in the 3rd. Big moment in this game.
Adam Folkart has to go right in and challenge Colin Walsh. Has to be very aggressive, very forthright.
One and one.
Good pitch by Adam to go right down.
Shales now in on the left side of the infield as well. Boland a step or two in front of the bag, now gets a little closer to it. And down on strikes, looking, goes Colin Walsh. Whatever Colin Walsh was looking for, it wasn't that pitch.
Got to be way more aggressive than that, especially with the bases loaded.
Went after the first one, but that was it. Passive spectator, the last two. Marshall Cronk will step in. If Falker can work out of this, you can put momentum squarely on the shoulders of the Chiefs. Here's a Blittier on the infield, past the glove of Falkard, but a real good job there by Todd Hunter to get a backpedaling Schiller on the tag. And did they get Cronk too?
Yes.
They did get Cronk too?
No, they did not. No.
Cronk is coming back to the bag. I thought he pointed at first and made the out sign, but maybe that was just for Cam Schiller. Guess it was. So give another run scored as Jonathan Lynch was able to get in on that little slow roller on the infield, tailor-made for a guy with his speed to get in. The fielder's choice to Cronk has him at first, and Schiller is erased 4 unassisted. And this one is a foul ball, just fouled down at third. Migliavaca moved up to third on the play. So we've got runners on the corners. One with speed, one without.
Kronk also getting credit for that RBI.
On a fielder's choice?
Yes, I believe so. Oh, maybe you know because you're sacrificing it out.
Well, Kyle and I were wondering about that last night, too, because
no,
I'm not the scoring expert either. But
you are correct.
I always thought that in a double play type of situation, you didn't get the RBI because the fielder made the choice to do something else with it. If they tried to get you directly, then you got the RBI. Swing and a miss there by Boland.
Gonna have to ask Siri at the end of the inning.
Okay, you let me know what Siri says. Boland singled last inning. Swing and a miss there. Down on strikes. They limit the damage, but the Twins extend the lead 2-0. They leave 2 aboard. And we'll go to the home half of the third. It's now Kitchener 2 and Hill United no score.
The annual Boys of Summer tournament is held every July at Circle Tap Bar and Grill in Denmark, Wisconsin. We host some of the top teams in the game at one of the best venues in softball. The atmosphere of old-time fast pitch with all of the amenities of a full-service bar and grill on the grounds can't be beat. Reduced rate hotels about 10 minutes from the park are available in Green Bay. To bring your team to the annual Boys of Summer tournament next July, contact Dean Kane at ct16@greenbaynet.com. Thanks to Circle Tap for their support of the broadcast program.
Really big win tonight. Really big win.
Back up on the ISC network for the home half of the third. There's Sean Cleary emerging from the Kitchener-Hallman Twins dugout, followed closely by Ryan Boland. Joe, for those who remember the Kitchener-Hallman Twins and Hill United Chiefs in this game last year, it's an entirely different infield for the Kitchener-Hallman Twins. Steve Mullally moving back to Hill United. Brandon Horn was at second base last year, retired. Ian Fairman was at short, retired. Derek Mason was at third and was not intending to play here at the ISC World Tournament as the time required for the trip to Prague for the WBSC, but circumstances changed for Derek, allowed him to be here, and ended up signing on with the Fargo Kegel Black Knights squad. And they played deep into the tournament. They were here yesterday afternoon, but lost 4-0 decision yesterday afternoon to the Circle Tap Dukes.
Yes, so quite the reorg job done by the management staff of the Hallman Twins.
Well, they haven't missed a beat. They're right back in the same place, looking to advance, and right now, a 2-0 lead. Still early in this one, just the bottom of the third inning. The 9-batter, James Todd Hunter, the Aussie, called a strike. James has been over here for, 5 years now, at least, I think. I can remember him getting some razzing back in 2014 for wearing 99. Of course, in hockey, 99 forever retired for Wayne Gretzky. That one misses upstairs. So 2-0. One of the few times Sean Cleary has fallen behind a batter.
Todd Hunter's that extra spark plug at that bottom part of that order for Hill United Chiefs.
And a called strike. So 2-1. There's no holes in this lineup for Hill United. There's no easy batters. You don't get to rest 8-9 national team players at every position.
Todd Hunter was the captain of the Australian national team, was he not?
Don't know. I would assume that would have been Andrew Kirkpatrick's role.
No, maybe not this year, but in previous years, I'm thinking he was. No? Okay.
I don't think so. I think it's been Kirkpatrick and perhaps Shales. And you got national team guys who can come off the bench as well. Jeff Ellsworth, Tony Gonzalez, Josh McGovern. Fouled this one off. Just kind of stuck the bat out there, Joe, and made sure he wasn't going to get called out on that one. But now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Todd Hunter, the leadoff batter here in the third. Brad Ezekiel and Nico Carrillo will come to the plate this inning.
You want to make sure you get that leadoff batter in the inning.
Ground ball up the middle, slide, Novacek turns, throws, gets him by a step. That's some decent defense over there by Jeff Novacek as he had to go 5-6 steps to his right, down to one knee to make sure he got the body in front of it, and then turned and picked it up and threw a strike to first.
Great range and great positional for Novacek to be in that spot.
Maybe we'll see if we can get a replay for that one. Love to show you that one again if we can. In the meantime, Brad Ezekiel will step in. Bat high up over the head, waggles, brings the hands down, and laces this one foul down the left side. Chop foul.
Quite the brother combinations here this week with the Bolins and the Ezekiels and the Migliavacas. Parents trying to figure out which team they're cheering for.
It's always been a family affair in fastball, and you see it coming through in this game in particular. Just missed off that outside corner. You got a great view of it there. Sean Cleary not convinced. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Joe, a year ago, Bradley Ezekiel was making an assault on the record book. And misses again. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. This year, not quite as prolific. Batting just over 300, I think, coming in. It's funny, this Hill United group, Joe, normally they're right at the top of the charts for all the offensive statistics, but a little quieter this week. They've had a couple of 2-0 games, a 1-0 game. There hasn't been the big run-up in the scores that we often see. Here's the replay. And here you see Novacek with the slide on to first. This one is punched out to right. Off the screen. Picked up by Zach Shaw, and into second with a stand-up double goes Bradley Ezekiel. Little tentative out there by Zach Shaw going after that one.
Played it very well, though, once he knew it was going to careen off that fence. Played it off, come off that on that angle.
Yeah, he got the ricochet very well. I don't know that it was going to be a catchable ball. A couple of guys we've seen have really gone hard after it into the fence, and then when the ball ricochets, they're not in a position to go get it. Also saw Ryan Sinclair play one expertly off the scoreboard here earlier in the week. So Nico Carrillo with Bradley Ezekiel in scoring position thinks about putting down a bunt, gets a called strike. 0-1.
Cleary needs to be very careful with Nico Carrillo. Very quick hands at the plate. Good turn.
And chases upstairs for strike 2. Cleary an opportunity, perhaps, Joe, to pull the string here on Nico Carrillo, or do you go back upstairs?
I would follow the ladder, really.
Well, he came in on Carrillo, and that one is fouled off. I think they wanted that pitch a little higher.
I would think they'll be high and up in the letters of the ears.
Down and in, Carrillo swings over top. You see how hard it is to hit the inside drop right there. The great shot from center field. Down goes Carrillo, second time today on strikes.
Great pitch
get
location.
Us to Nick Shales. Shales had a great at bat in the first, was down 0-2, fouled off several pitches, worked Sean Cleary for a walk. Fouls this one straight back to the screen. I wouldn't say, Joe, over the years that either one has had the advantage over the other. Nick has had some big hits against Sean Cleary, but Sean has also risen to the occasion and got Nick on strikes or groundouts over the years as well. So probably 50-50 proposition.
Both premiers at their positions.
And here's a little nubber, but that's going to go foul at the plate. So again, Cleary jumps out in front of Nick Shales, 0-2. And Boland figures since he's halfway out, he'll go have a mound visit with Sean. Hasn't been out all but once, I think, in the first 3 innings.
Do you think we'll ever get to the point where mound visits get counted?
Well, we've been trying to track them just for giggles.
And monitored by an umpire of how many times you can walk out?
Well, I think that is a rule that was brought in under Softball Canada, but that's not in effect here to limit the mound visits. And swing and a miss. It's Cleary who gets the upper hand in this one. Down on strikes goes Nick Shales. That double by Brad Ezekiel is stranded at 2, and through 3 complete, Hallman Twins with a 2-0 lead here on the ISC network.
If a man runs for president, interviews for a high-level job, or needs a good table at a smart restaurant, chances are he'll be wearing a suit. Mr. Ned is your custom tailor in New York City. Located at 137 Fifth Avenue, we provide our clients with the highest quality custom suits at affordable pricing. Our range of fabrics is second to none and will fit the needs of any well-dressed professional. Whether it be everyday business attire or a special occasion, we have the ability to make you a man of distinction. Visit the store at 137 Fifth Avenue in New York, or see us online at MrNedNYC.com. We thank Mr. Ned and Var Matosian for generously supporting the broadcast program.
Joe, some chatter off air about where you go to go get a fine suit. If you're in New York City, you go to Mr. Ned's. You won't see Var Matosian looking like that in the ad. You'll see him as he looks today. I think that might have been Varm's high school photo. Was in New York City earlier in the summer, in spring I guess it was, and didn't get a chance to get over to Mr. Ned's. I got close, but we were still about half mile away as we were down at the Ground Zero Memorial. So Andy Skelton will lead things off. Called strike. Andy down on strikes in the second. Seven for Adam so far in the game. We're just in the top of the fourth.
Cleary was 6-2 each inning.
And for Andy Skelton, good morning, good afternoon, and good night as well. Can't get the bat off the shoulder.
Championship Saturday, they got to be both teams have to be a little more aggressive with that bat. Pitchers are going to be right around that plate.
Jeff Novacek will step in. Big cut there by Novacek, comes up empty. Breeze starting to pick up a little bit, blowing out to left. Foul back, so Novacek quickly into a hole, 0-2. Crowd continuing to build here. The concourse filling up. Expect that as we get closer to the ISC World Championship game that things will continue to build and build. You just saw Pablo Migliavaca warming up in the Hill United Chiefs bullpen. If the Chiefs are going to progress, you're going to see Pablo. Here's a little bleeder on the infield. Boland comes across the throw. Got him at the first base bag as Steve Mullally digs it out of the dirt. Good defense all the way around there. Be great to take another look at that one if we can.
Great play by Steve Mullally to go out and stretch and pick up that ball off the bounce.
Zach Shaw steps in, down on strikes in the second. And swings and misses here. Got to keep the head in. Here's the replay. Boland coming across, picks it up. Mullally with the stretch. And they absolutely got him. And this one chopped foul. Just misses outside. Maybe a little low, too. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 out here in the inning. Top of the fourth. Into the mid-frames now. And this one. And they're giving him first on that. It looked like when he was trying to get out of the way of it, he also might have swung at it as it hit him on the top of the hand. And now did we get a called strike 3? The Chiefs are walking off the field.
Well, if anything, it would be a foul ball.
But was it caught by Bruno? Well, now the umpires are going to come get together. So hang with us here before we break. Let's just see what the call is. We're having a long conference about this one. You want to get the call right. These guys clearly aren't yet on the same page.
Maybe we can get a replay on that.
Foul ball is what I thought I saw said. Shales is going to come over and ask for an explanation. I think that's usually best left to the coaches. John Hill and Steve Fry are out to discuss this one with our home plate umpire.
Keith Cook.
Larry Lynch is going to join the conversation, as is Cody Lefebvre. Steve Yonke is over there discussing it with the Twins group. Jonathan Lynch is in on that conversation, as is Ron Hackett.
Well, the big thing now is you made your call. Let's go.
It's not a debating society. The call's been made.
All right.
We don't need to debate the intent of the rule or the interpretation of the rule. Here's the call. This is what we made.
Yep.
And we're back at it. Foul ball. And away we go.
Could be lobbying for the next call, but that's all you're really going to be doing.
Well, that's time wasted, though.
Yeah.
Could have and should have been resolved a little bit quicker. We got 1 ball, 2 strikes on Zach Shaw. Got to get everybody back to positions. I think Bruno had all the gear off on the bench. Had to go put it all back on.
Still batting, the right fielder, number 9, Zach Shaw.
We got everybody back out on the field, all 3 outfielders, all 4 infielders, the pitcher, the catcher, the batter. Swing and a miss. All it took was 1 more pitch. Down goes Zach Shaw. Another strikeout for Adam Falkert. Now you can leave, and now we can go to break.
Peligro Sports provides the essentials needed to give your team an edge on the field. Our brand is rooted in creating a unique experience tailored to the specific needs of your team to ensure your performance is at the best level to execute plays. At Peligro Sports, we rally behind our athletes and understand their fight to take their game to a dangerous level. Visit our store at 2200 Amsterdam Avenue in New York City or see us online at peligrosportsnyc.com. Thanks to Jose and Peligro Sports for their support of the broadcast program.
Joe, another long-distance dedication to send out. Special love and affection for Sarge and Ziggs watching back at home.
Hello, boys.
John Cleary with the last of his warm-up pitches. It'll be Bruno Matroni, Jason Hill, Steve Mullally. 4-5-6 for the Hill United Chiefs. Patrick Burns' turn to throw down in the Kitchener-Hallman Twins bullpen. Scott Life an inning before. Those two have been taking turns since the second. Upstairs. Bruno down on strikes to end the first. And there's the change up inside, called a strike to Bruno Matroni. Haven't seen a lot of the change yet, Joe, but a good one there from Sean as he works it in.
Sean usually doesn't show it first time through the order. Now we're down to the 4th batter, second time through. I think we'll see it a little more often.
And upstairs. The winner of this one will face off against the Kitchener-Hallman Cubs in the losers bracket final. The Cubs falling 11-4 to the Gremlins in the undefeated game last night. If you missed that one, it's 5-0 Gremlins, had it on cruise control. This one jackknifing out of the way is Bruno Matroni. 5-0, they had it on cruise control, and all of a sudden in the 5th inning, the Cubs erupted for 4, and it was a 5-4 ball game, and things got a little tight. Well, come the next inning, the Gremlins went and scored 6. Ground ball underneath the glove of Schiller as he pulled it up on the backhand. It just missed it, Joe. I mean, he was there, and he pulled the glove up expecting a bit of a hop, and it skittered right on underneath. I don't know if we can get a look at that again or not, as Cam Schiller. I don't know if you can go error on that, Joe. He never touched it.
I marked it as a single.
And you're usually the hardest scorer around, so.
Benny Weidman running at first base.
That's an early substitute. Well, I guess it is the fourth, but interesting.
Now running at first base, number 67, Benny Weidman.
Chasing two.
Now batting number 10, Jason Hill.
The Twins with the lead. The Chiefs want to pull out all the stops here and take advantage of the opportunity when they get it.
You have to peck away at some of the 2 runs. Just can't wait for that last couple of innings.
Jason Hill lifts this one sky high on the infield. Skelton comes to the fence, but it falls just on the dugout side of the fence. That would have been a big out there to get Jason Hill on a pop-up on the infield.
Exactly. You looking for that first out of the inning. This is the first time in the game that Hill United have had the leadoff batter on base.
There's a called strike in the outside corner. Jason Hill, mostly a dead pole hitter. They're going to pitch him away, away, away. Jeff Novacek is shaded up the middle, so there's a big gap between Novacek and Colin Walsh at first. That's a big, wide open hole for Jason Hill to pull something through. Upstairs. 2-1. Hill back in the box. 1-2, the count just changed to. Ground ball to Novacek. No opportunity to get the lead runner as he had to move over to his left. Hill tried to pull it through that hole, but it was a slow bouncer. Plenty of time for Novacek to go get that. Does the job by hitting behind the runner and moving up pinch runner Benny Weidman up to second, and brings up Steve Mullally. Struggling here this week, Joe, as you mentioned earlier, chasing a lot of bad pitches. Came through the other night in their game, helping to increase the lead at the time when they were playing the Kegel Black Knights, but really hasn't been able to do much here this week.
Oh, hasn't found the timing or the groove or whatever you want to call it.
Down and in, Mullally kind of chased after that pitch, and this was the same sequence they used the last time, Joe. They geared it down from 100 to 80, and then they geared it down from 80 to 60. We'll see if they go with the same sequence again here. Mullally doesn't like the changeup. Well, they come with the hard stuff here. Mullally falls it straight back. Life has resumed throwing down in the bullpen. It's his turn, this batter.
Mullally last time on a outside strike.
Yeah,
rise ball.
Yeah, they went away after the 2 changeups down and in. And again, Mullally chases upstairs. He's out of sync right now.
Well, Sean Cleary have had 2 strikeouts in every inning so far. Will they continue on with that pace? Going to be a big measuring tool right here as he faces Mark Johnson.
Johnson singled. Hill has had runners on every inning. They just haven't been able to cash yet as Cleary and Boland have worked around the trouble spots. There's a called strike. Weidman has got good wheels out at second. You'd have to think unless it's a bullet right at one of the outfielders, he'd be able to score on anything on the grass. Swing and a miss there. Nodded
Nice.
ahead by Johnson to Sean Cleary.
Great pitch by Sean Cleary. Ball just dropped off that table. Going to be interesting to see what he comes back with here. I would stay with the drop ball.
0-2. 2 down here in the inning. Cleary looking to get out of this little mini jam, goes upstairs, and shake of the head this time from Johnson. So not chasing that one. Boland. Little mini visit. You keeping track?
I should be.
I think that's 3. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Mark Johnson. Benny Weidman out at second base. Swing and a miss, got him to chase, up and away. Sean Cleary putting on a clinic here right now. Another 2 strikeout inning. We will go to the top of the 5th now, getting into the late middle innings. Hallman Twins still 2-0 lead.
For all your team uniform and equipment needs, fastball, slow pitch, and hockey, for players and teams, make sure you visit Corbett's Source for Sports on the South Service Road in Oakville, Ontario. There's a lot of deals to be had on all kinds of equipment. Thank you to Paul Hurd and Corbett's Source for Sports for their generous sponsorship of the broadcast program.
Fresh booyah, you never had it. Beer and water and soda available as well. Concession stand behind home plate, known as Darlene's Diner, is open as well. They've got brats, burgers, steak sandwiches,
Adam throws harder
and
on
of course,
warm-up than he does
even
in the
more
game.
beer.
He's bringing it in warm-up.
When he first came into the game, he had that radar gun. He was like 82, 83.
Yeah.
And then the pitches in the game, 75 to 78. So,
Yeah. Now, we were talking about that radar gun last night at Wild Wings. It's reading the ball at the plate, not out of the hands like some of the other guns. That's why I think it's 5 slower. It's the location. Jonathan Lynch will lead things off for the Hallman Twins. Top of the 5th inning now. Jonathan doubled and scored in the 3rd. And it really, Joe, it wasn't a hard hit ball. He just kind of lobbed it over the head of Nick Shales into short left, but with the speed that Lynch has got, able to round the corner and make it up to 2. Called strike. I think we've got a 1-1 count. Lynch opening up, wants to bunt, but it fouls it back into the screen. I think the change in the footwork in the box, Joe, is a dead giveaway that Jonathan Lynch is going to do something different than swing at it. If you're an infielder, if you can watch those feet, you can start to move and know what Lynch is thinking.
Catchers usually watch the location of the feet. Very key there on what type of pitch you're going to deliver and where you're going to deliver that pitch.
Right, but he's changing the feet
yeah.
as Adam is in motion. It's after the signal's given. But if you're Shane Boland and you're watching that front foot, swing and a miss there by Lynch down on strikes. We'll have to pick that one up at a later time. But on that second pitch there where he went for the bunt attempt, he went from that real close stance to open. In any event, back to the top of the shop, Teo Migliavaca. A home run and a double. And thinking bunt. Ball won that pitch off the corner. Migliavaca just confirming that it was a ball.
Good movement by the Hill United infield.
You got to respect the speed on this guy. This one misses downstairs. 2-0, and again, Falkard behind the Twins batters. Here's a chopper on the infield, a one-hopper. Adam will run that most of the way to first, and the easy underhand flip to Steve Mullally. So very quickly, 2 down here in the inning, and this is something, Joe, that we were talking about off air a little bit earlier. A good quick inning for Adam Falkard would be something that the doctor ordered. If he could get out of this inning with throwing 10 or 11 pitches, he'd be quite happy.
Yeah, certainly benefit him later on in the game.
Called strike. Schiller, a ground out and a walk. And this one is lifted up in the air. Shales will range over just onto the grass to haul that in. And a 1-2-3 inning. Minimize the pitches. Exactly what the doctor ordered for Adam Falkard. We will go to the home half of the 5th. The Chiefs trailing by 2.
To an ISC event? Then stop waiting. Check out our website or social media pages and come be a part of the experience.
Well, Joe, you won't see catches like that through a breakaway fence here at this year's ISC World Tournament, not with the 16-foot monster all the way around John Miller Field here at Circle Top in the greater metropolitan Denmark area. However, when we get to Quad Cities in Moline, Illinois next year, the opportunity for those types of exciting catches and carries. Sean Cleary back out on the board. He'll face Shane Boland, James Todhunter, 8-9, and then back to the top of the shop, Brad Ezekiel here in the home half of the 5th. And Joe, early's getting a little late here for the Twins. It's the 5th. They've had runners aboard every inning, but haven't been able to yet get that timely hit to cash one of them.
Well, last inning was the first time they got that leadoff guy on, but with back-to-back strikeouts again by Sean Cleary, he kept it clean. Got to have 2 to 3 back-to-back hits, maybe.
Yeah, you're going to need to bunch a couple together here. Shane Boland, first pitch swinging, just foul down the left side. Good stab there by Andy Skelton, but his momentum, the glove was already in foul territory in front of the bag coming across. Just misses off the outside corner. Good pitch.
Great.
Joe, out in right center field, I see some of the Kitchener-Hallman Cubs arriving at the park and getting changed into uniform. Somebody is on the massage table out there getting some therapy. I wonder if I could schedule a treatment. There's a called strike. The changeup from Cleary. Boland wanted nothing to do with that. Shane Boland, that is, at the plate. Both these guys just became fathers in the last year or so. I don't think I've ever seen Janet Boland any happier than with a couple of grandkids.
Yes.
Leaves that pitch alone, and the Hill guys have chased that pitch several times over the course of the game, and if they can start to lay off that one, that's another weapon out of the arsenal that Sean Cleary and Ryan Boland have been working.
Cleary with just one walk so far in the game.
Called strike 3. Shane Boland turns, makes the walk back to the dugout. Can't pull the trigger. It'll bring up James Todd Hunter. Todd Hunter was erased on that nice play to his backhand by Jeff Novacek. That was back in the third.
Number 99, James Todd Hunter.
Well, we'll see if Novacek actually stays in that same spot on the infield if they've been scouting Todd Hunter, and with all the software that's out right now, everybody showing locations of hits now. It's all available out there.
Yeah, and part of that is the streaming work that we do here on the ISC network. Want to thank Hinckley Productions for all the pictures Thursday, Friday, Saturday here at the ISC World Tournament. It's been fabulous working with Natalie Hinckley and her crew.
It's important that Todd Hunter be that spark plug for this Hill United Chiefs.
Cleary misses downstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 down here in the inning. Bradley Ezekiel awaits on deck. Bit of a deep breath there from Sean as he goes to the set position. And this is upstairs, 3-1. I don't remember Sean Cleary going to a 3-1 count yet this game, Joe.
I don't think so, yeah. You got to go in and challenge Todd Hunter now. It's a hitter's count.
And does that, fouled straight back by Todd Hunter. You don't want to put a runner on board and have Bradley Ezekiel come up because you're into the game tying situation on 1 swing with Brad Ezekiel. Right back down to the bullpen goes the crew. It's Patrick Burns this time. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Todd Hunter. Couple of words of disbelief. And then a couple of more as well as Ryan Boland looks on with interest.
Well, if that call is that close, you got to be getting a bat on that ball. Don't leave that in the hands of the umpire.
Couldn't agree more, Joe. Brad Ezekiel will come up with the bases empty. And this one is roped past Andy Skelton. Ezekiel will motor up into 2 with a stand-up double, his second of the game. That was a line shot between Skelton and the bag. So with 2 down, the trend continues, Joe. Every inning we've had a runner aboard.
12 in.
We're getting a pinch hitter for Nico Carril. It'll be Josh McGovern. Carril with 2 strikeouts and really hasn't been close. McGovern played third yesterday and had a big home run in the game. We talked to Josh after the game, said this Chiefs team was going to come out firing today.
Well, McGovern's had a good week, really. He's had limited plate appearances, only played in a couple of games, but he's done the job at the plate.
And this will be a new batter for Cleary and Boland to figure out. I don't know if they've had anything against McGovern. Skips this one in, and up to third base goes Brad Ezekiel. So I don't know if they've faced McGovern before. I don't know if they've got any kind of book on him. Larry Lynch making the move. And a called strike there on the outside corner. That corner has been there for Cleary and Boland. And he's going to go trade off the sunglasses. A little bit of cloud coming in. It's nothing to worry about in terms of rainfall, but it does just dull the sunshine a little bit.
Big test.
And missing inside. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Brad Ezekiel over at third base.
First time Hill United has had a runner at third base in this game.
And there's a called strike, getting the inside corner this time. They've been working away for the third strike. Ryan Boland took a little hop to his right immediately after that pitch. He stayed out there and now creeping out a little bit further. Called strike 3, top of the zone. Josh McGovern is going to follow out home plate umpire Keith Cook. Now Steve Fry is going to come in. Here comes Larry Lynch. He is absolutely livid. Finger pointing in the face. And Lynch with the bump. Not going quietly. John Hill is trying to get in. And now a bit of a push. I haven't seen Larry Lynch this angry in years. And now he's not gotten his money worth yet. Ed Oliver trying to stay in between them. Lynch is gone. That served a purpose. Lynch out to protect his players. We'll take a break after all the excitement. Whew, we need one.
Swung on and missed. Strike 3, and the Kitchener River Shark Twins repeat. Back-to-back Jacks! It's the local kid who wins it.
Swing and a miss. Jarvis. 3-peats.
Adam Falkard, absolutely perfect.
Here comes a throw to the plate. Hits it. Hits it. But the Hampton United Chiefs are the world champions.
2015 ISC Men's World Champions.
Shane Boland has hit the game-winning home run, and the Toronto Gators are world champions.
Fittingly, it's Adam on to first, and the United Chiefs.
24 back in.
Back here on the ISC network after all the fireworks to end the bottom of the fifth inning. Nico Carrillo re-entered. Back out in right field, Colin Walsh. When he stepped into the box, he just had a quick look back at Keith Cook, and I think Colin Walsh really felt bad for him there with the beatdown from Larry Lynch.
Hallman Twins obviously need some insurance here, this situation.
Called a strike upstairs to Colin Walsh. Walsh, strikeout swinging, strikeout looking. This one is lifted up to left. Playable? No, it just hits the dugout roof on the outside of the fence.
Line score so far in the game, Hallman Twins 2 runs on 4 hits, 3 runners left on base. Hill United Chiefs no runs, 4 hits, 5 runners left on base.
Feels like the Chiefs have left more, but I think it's just because they've had a runner aboard every single inning.
Yes.
Joe, that was a throwback to the old ISC Travel League days of the 90s, that tirade by Larry Lynch. I haven't seen one of those in well over a decade. Colin Walsh down on strikes. Not that it was a nightly occurrence or anything like that, but Larry Lynch was a lot more fiery back in the day. Marshall Cronk. And we got confirmation, Joe. We want to thank superfan Tim Maz that on that fielder's choice where they only got the one out, he does get the RBI.
Now, if a double play happens in that situation, the RBI is eliminated.
Correct. There would not be an RPI. Got a replay of the call here on McGovern, and it is at the letters, maybe a bit high. It was a rise ball coming up. I mean, where Ryan Boland caught it versus where it crossed the plate. This one is laced out into center, but let's just stick with this replay. Where it crosses the plate, at the letters. Boy, that's a tough call. There's not a lot of high strikes, but technically, I guess, maybe that's in the strike zone.
With 2 strikes, you should at least be protecting the plate.
So Cronk aboard with a single, a leadoff single, and I think we'll get a pinch runner here, absolutely. For Marshall Cronk, it's Gonzalo Mosmu.
Pitch runner number 6, Gonzalo Mosmu.
6 in.
You know, Joe, I mean, it's a tough one there. Like, where has the strike zone been established over the course of the game? What's been the top of the zone? It's not the letter of the law, because that's not what gets called typically. And a ground ball off of Falker, deflects it right to second. Shales with a foot on the bag, snap throw to first, and they get Ryan Boland double play. A 1-6-3, and just slowed down enough by Adam Falker to help out Nick Shales.
Great play there by Shales. Good stretch at first base by Steve Maloney.
So a 1-2-3 inning, somewhat unconventional. And the Hill United Chiefs, we'll see if they can use some of that fire shown by Larry Lynch to light up the bats. We're going to go to the bottom of the 6th. Early, getting late for the Chiefs.
50-50 girls will be making their way back around, selling those as well on top of the 50-50 raffle tickets.
Kitchener River Shark Twins repeat. Back-to-back Jets! It's the local kid who wins it.
Swing and a miss. Jarvis, 3-peats.
Adam Falkard, absolutely perfect.
Here comes a throw to the plate. The United Chiefs are the world champions.
2015 ISC Men's World Champions.
Shane Boland has hit the game-winning home run, and the Toronto Gators are world champions.
Fittingly, it's Adam on to first, and the United Chiefs back to the top of the mountain.
Joe, from our perspective, it would be great to see another Canada ISC East team raising the Carol Forbes Memorial Trophy here at the end of the week. But we always want to see the best team win. We've got 3 out of 4 chances at it. Kitchener-Hallman Twins, Kitchener-Hallman Cubs, Hill United Chiefs. One of them is going to be eliminated after this game. Hallman Cubs waiting for them in the losers bracket final, and then it'll be the New York Gremlins in the championship game. They're undefeated. Somebody's got to beat them to be the champs. Greg Leather here?
No, I was thinking Greg Leather's team, the Gremlins, have that advantage of sitting back in the motel rooms, resting, relaxing, maybe swinging some bats this morning and then taking the afternoon off.
27, Nick Shales.
Yeah, we'll look for them to arrive here at the park about 5:36. Nick Shales will step in here in the 6th. A walk and a strikeout for Shales. Scott Life is the one throwing this inning in the Twins bullpen, and Shales fouls this one off. And Cleary, who fell behind a couple of the batters in the 5th inning, gets ahead of Shales here with strike 1 in the 6th.
Hill United have to get something rolling here. Got to get some offense going. Hallman Twins now counting outs.
Oh, there's the changeup from Sean Cleary. They've used it sparingly today, but to good effect. Shales way out in front of that one. And they go outside. Shales chased this one out there, popped up into the glove of Colin Walsh, and getting Nick Shales to pop up on the infield is a big out, leading things off here for the Chiefs. That'll bring us to Bruno Matroni. Bruno 1 for 2 with a single, that back in the 4th. They've had runners aboard every inning, have the Chiefs. They just haven't been able to get that key hit. And called a strike. Downstairs from Cleary. And I mean, Joe, that's testament to the work that Cleary and Ryan Boland have been doing here this morning, now this afternoon.
Yes, they've done a great job. They've both been on that same page so far.
But just bearing down when you get a runner aboard. Little slow roller, one hopper to Andy Skelton. Flip over to first, and 2 quick outs for Sean Cleary, Ryan Boland, and the rest of the Hallman Twins in the bottom of the 6th inning. That'll bring up Jason Hill. Boy, they just need some life here to the Chiefs, something to wake them up. I thought maybe that set to by Larry Lynch might provide a bit of a spark, and I know that's why he came out and did that.
Yeah, well,
he's out there protecting his player, but he's looking to light a fire under his team. That was very obvious and very deliberate on his part, but it just hasn't happened.
Yeah, we'll see if his team can react to that. Sean stumbled out on the mound.
Well, Ryan Boland very quickly out to talk with Cleary. He'll do some landscaping. Looks like he hit a bit of a rut there at the front edge, out in front of the circle. Jason Hill underneath that rise ball for strike 1. What little breeze there might have been has gone away for the moment. The flag is down out there in center field.
Imagine Sean Cleary will be quite content with just keeping that ball low in the strike zone, making sure that his defense helps him out those situations. I don't think we'll probably see too many rise balls in that strike zone. Any rise ball called will be out of that strike.
Yeah, you don't need to show the rise ball in the strike zone at this point in the game. It's strictly a show-me pitch. If you can get them to chase, so much the better. But right now it's 2 balls, 1 strike, as a couple of drop balls haven't found the range. want to stay away from the inside with Jason Hill, unless you go up, and that's what they do. And a little pop-up, check swing on the infield, and a bonus out really there by Jason Hill as he just couldn't get the bat out of the way. And that's a big out for Sean Cleary. The first 1-2-3 inning of the game couldn't come at a better time for him and the Twins. We will go to top of the 7th. Twins leading 2-0.
Whatever your delivery requirements are across North America, Skelton Truck Lines provides you with reliable, safe, and high-quality service at a fair price. Skelton Truck Lines equipment is satellite tracked and delivers small parcel, less than truckload, and expedited shipments throughout Canada and the U.S. With over 50 years of experience and more than 50 trucks serving 4 divisions, Skelton Truck Lines is a thriving Ontario business and a proud fastball sponsor. Visit us online at skeltontruck.com. Thanks to Mike Skelton for supporting the broadcast program. Whatever your...
Just talking off air, Joe Todd, as we break in between innings, and Andy Skelton coming up to the plate. Skelton Trucking, we certainly want to thank Andy, Mike, and the entire Skelton family, Cheryl, Cody, for all of their support here on the ISC. But just the lack of fire for the Hill United Chiefs here. One of the things that they've always shown over the years is that competitiveness. They're in every game, and they're far from out of this game. Let's be real clear about that, but it just doesn't seem like that same Chiefs team. The vibe right now just doesn't seem to be there.
Yes, it just doesn't seem to be the right ingredients or whatever is required, but maybe they're just not used to that morning game, but now we're in the afternoon. It's time to get going, boys. Time to get fired up.
Andy Skelton. That pitch misses outside, so 1 ball, 1 strike. Andy, strikeout swinging, strikeout looking. Opportunity for him to get a runner aboard for Novacek. Shaw and Lynch set to come up next.
Folkard and Cleary with both 11 strikeouts in the game so far.
This one misses downstairs. So 3-1 to Andy Skelton. Good hitters count. And this one foul back out of play. And ball 4, not close. Andy Skelton works a walk, leading off top of the 7th inning. A run here would be a huge bonus for the Kitchener-Hallman Twins.
See if that bottom part of the order, the Hallman Twins, can produce that. Need a little bit of back-to-back hits here now with a runner at first base.
Novacek, a long look down at Steve Kuzer. Turns, squares, puts down a good one. Folkard picks it up, doesn't look at second. And they get Jeff Novacek 1-4 on the sacrifice bunt. Real good job there by Jeff Novacek. That was textbook. Started with the bat up, brought it down to the pitch, got it out in front of the plate, gave himself up.
Great fielding prowess, too, by Adam Folkard to get off that mound, charge that ball. Great overhand throw down to first base.
Adam fields his position very well, always has. You know, Joe, you and I have been talking all week about how the the defense on all of the top teams often gets overlooked, but this Chiefs team in particular has amongst the best defense in the game. Swing and a miss by Shaw. Did Adam fall, or did he go down to one knee on a snap throw?
No, I believe he fell at the end. He maybe just was his landing spot.
Well, Cleary, we saw the same thing happen to Cleary in the bottom of the 6th. I thought maybe Bruno Matroni was going to come up throwing and Adam was ducking down. I wasn't sure. I just saw him down on one knee. Honestly, I didn't know what happened there. Falkert looking for a new set of signs from Matroni as Shaw stepped out.
Andy Skelton having a peek over.
And this one is just poked foul down the left side. Yeah, we've seen this a couple of times, Joe, over the course of the week. Professional hitters like Tyrone Bartarillo and some others, but just put the bat out there, let the pitcher supply the power. Just a little soft, lazy liner out over the infield onto the grass. You move the guys around. Andy Skelton has enough wheels that anything that is short would likely score him unless it's a bullet right to an outfielder.
Always be willing to give what the pitcher takes.
This one, well hit. Center field. Gone! Home run for Zach Shaw, just to the right of center field into that big white tent. And a shock and surprise there as Zach Shaw into the game for Patrick Burns hits a 2-run bomb.
Zach Shaw got all of that ball. Zach Shaw doing a great job of the bottom part of that plate, coming out of that number 8 hole, driving in the 3rd and 4th run for the Hallman Twins.
That, Joe, could be the dagger.
Well, looks like we'll have a pitching change.
Yeah, so if we're going to get the pitching change, we will go to break. Stay with us. We'll be back here on the ISC Network.
Sometimes people worry about asking for help because there can be a stigma around mental health problems.
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
They might believe that asking for help means admitting that something's wrong.
Trust your teammates. Trust your teammates.
Some people worry about how others might see them.
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
Asking for help means that you want to make changes and take the first steps towards better mental health.
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
We should celebrate the courage it takes to speak up and make changes.
Trust your teammates. Trust your teammates.
Getting help is part of recovery.
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
Mental health isn't something you need to keep to yourself. Talk to a friend. Trust your teammates. You're not alone.
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
The first steps may be the toughest, but knowing where to look for help is a good start. Community mental health organizations like the Canadian Mental Health Association or Mental Health America offer resources and programs that can help you. Visit cmha.ca or mentalhealthamerica.net to find a branch in your community.
And remember,
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
Joe, we put that together a couple of years ago. Still rings true every single day. If you're out there, trust your teammates. Jonathan Lynch up to the plate. He'll face Pablo Migliavaca on in relief. But now it's a 4-0 Twins lead. Got to shut the door here, Joe. You cannot allow anything else. Change up, lifted up to short right. Nico Carrillo will come across and gather that up for first out of the inning.
Second.
Oh, that's right. We had the sack bunt. My bad.
Big clutch hit there by Zach Shaw.
The crowd was buzzing about that. I went down to field level while we were on break, and a lot of chatter about, wow, Zach Shaw just coming out of nowhere and popping that one out of the park. Top of the shop, Teo Migliavaca. He's got a home run in this game. That was all the way back in the top of the first. He bounced that one off the top bar and out of the park.
Two brothers facing each other here.
How often do you think this one played out in the backyard back at home in Argentina?
Mom and Dad having to separate them.
One ball, one strike. That crooked number in the top of the 7th inning on that scoreboard looms very large. 2 was something easy to chase. That's a bloop and a blast. 4 becomes infinitely more difficult.
Yeah, big challenge. Hill United have to shut the door here, give themselves a chance. You want to get off that field.
Change up from Migliavaca, and he stumbles out there with the landing zone as well. You know, Joe, we thought we were going to see Pablo Migliavaca at some point. I don't think it was in the game plan to be trailing 4-0 and on in relief.
No, not at all.
Swing and a miss there by Teo Migliavaca at the plate.
Good location, right down tight on his hands.
Now coming in for the Chiefs, I'm sure the game plan was Adam for this one, Pablo for the Cubs, and maybe even Pablo to start the final. And if you could get through the order once with him. Swing and a miss there, and a clap of the glove for Pablo, and a big smile as he goes down to Bruno. So he's one up in the family battle. But the bigger battle is between the two teams, and it's 4-0 for the Twins. Last call for the Hill United Chiefs here at Circle Tap. Bottom of the 7th coming up.
Swung on and missed. Strike 3, and the Kitchener River Shark Twins repeat. Back-to-back Jacks! It's the local kid who wins it.
Swing and a miss. Jarvis. 3-peats.
Adam Falkard, absolutely perfect.
Here comes a throw to the plate. The United Chiefs are the world champions.
2015 ISC Men's World Champions.
Shane Boland has hit the game-winning home run, and the Toronto Gators are world champions.
Fittingly, it's Adam on to first, and the United Chiefs back to the top of the mountain.
Well, I'm thinking that's Steve Mullally coming out, isn't it?
It is.
And Jeff Ellsworth going in?
Wow. Oh, that's 33. So just figuring out what the substitution is, and we're going to get Jeff Ellsworth will pinch hit for Steve Mullally. 2 strikeouts and really hasn't looked good in either of them. So you bring in the veteran Ellsworth to pinch hit here in the 7th. And Joe Todd, you had to figure you're going to see Jeff Ellsworth at some point in this game too. Jeff is, I think, something like 4 for 7 coming in.
429. Played in 3 games, but only had 7 at-bats.
Yeah. So maybe 3 for 7.
When I looked at that this morning, I go, wow. It's just a different change of...
Well, I know. I mean, normally Jeff Ellsworth by this point in the tournament would have 20 at-bats or so. First pitch swinging up in the air. Skelton fires across and can't pull that one in is Colin Walsh. Throwing error, Joe?
Yes.
So E5, but Ellsworth gets aboard, and maybe there's a little life left in this Hill United team yet.
I don't think they're going to go away quietly.
Well, and I wonder, it looks like Ellsworth grabbing at that left quad. If he tweaked something running down the line, so he immediately is coming off the field. And he is walking very gingerly on that left leg. Mullally will go back into the game and run. So a leadoff batter aboard. You've got a bunch, 3 or 4 of them together here. If you are a Hill United Chief fan, that's what you've got to hope for. Mark Johnson, a single back in the second inning.
Mark Johnson with 1 of 4 hits by the Hill United Chiefs today.
And here's a ground ball off the glove of Cleary, picked up by the shortstop Schiller, barehanded over to first in time. Cleary able to slow that down. Otherwise, that was destined to go up the middle. And a great play there by Cam Schiller. If we get a chance, we'll try to take a look at that one again as he came right in behind Sean Cleary on the bare hand and a hard snap throw over to first to get the hard-charging Mark Johnson.
Great play by Schiller to anticipate the fact that the ball going up the middle and picked it up cleanly with the bare hand. That was the big part of that
There
out.
you see it right here. Cleary gets a glove on it. You see Schiller come across, pick it up bare hand right there, and a snap throw, and they easily get Johnson at first. Great replay. Thank you, Hinckley Productions. Doing a great job here on the ISC network. Boland, first pitch swinging, yanks this foul.
Well, the big part of that out, too, is the fact that Schiller not having his feet planted, have enough strength in the upper body to throw a good bullet over to first base.
Strong arm. Boland lifts this one up foul and out of play. Joe, want to say hi to an old friend, Dr. David Drotzman, tuned in today. Our old friend and colleague from the ISC 2 days, and watching the game out in Washington. I think he's in Washington or Oregon, one of those Northwest states. I forget exactly which, and Dave, I apologize, but I know he's the mayor in the town where he lives.
Thank you, Dave. Good to hear from you.
0-2 on Boland.
Hill United Chiefs have to stretch out this inning.
This one is poked through the 5.5 hole. John Hill is going to throw out the stop sign to Mullally, and we'll have runners on the corners. Boland just kind of reached out and yanked that one down the left side. And it is always toughest to get the final 3 outs. They got one of them. But right now, runners on the corners to contend with. And James Todd Hunter coming to the plate. Todd Hunter, a ground out and a strikeout. We're going to get a pinch runner. The Flash, Isaac Lefebvre.
Pinch running at first base, number 29, Isaac Lefebvre.
Look for him to be on the move pretty quickly here. In the grand scheme of things, his run doesn't mean anything except that it takes the force off. Steve Kuzer out here to chat with Cleary and the rest of the infield to ensure everybody is on the same page and understands where they're going when Lefebvre is on the move.
Well, the big thing that they're also talking about is just making sure you get an out on this play.
Absolutely, and you're right. You said it earlier. Twins counting outs at this point in the game. The shutout doesn't matter. It's strictly the outs. This one is laced out into right. It bounces in front. Good, strong throw out there by Zach Shaw. They hold Lefebvre to second base. They keep the force on, but Mullally scores easily, and it's 4-1. Back to the top of the shop. And now we're one swing away from a tie game. And we've seen this before.
We talked about the fact that Hill United were not going to walk away easily. they're putting up a big fight here.
2 doubles for Brad Ezekiel. 2 for 3 on the day. Down and in. 1-0. And the 2 pitchers who were doing more spectating than anything else when this inning started are now throwing a little bit harder. Now back to spectating. Upstairs, Life is throwing in between pitches. He doesn't want to miss any of the action.
Good pitch by Cleary.
Well, now they're going to have time as that pitch hit the tarp and ricochets onto the field. Burns quickly out to go get it. But 2-0 to Bradley Ezekiel. Good hitters count here. One of the world's most dangerous hitters at the plate. Popped up on the infield. Novacek will haul that in on the infield fly rule, and a huge out for the Twins.
Good pitch by Sean Cleary to jam the hands of Brad Ezekiel.
Nico Carrillo will have the season in the balance for the Hill United Chiefs on his bat. They lifted him for a pinch hitter in the 5th, as Carrillo hasn't been able to get close to Sean Cleary to date. They've worked him up and away. He's chased. But we're a swing away from a tie game here. And this one is lifted foul and up and out of play. Carrillo going right after Sean Cleary. And I guess you could say vice versa.
Yes.
That was a good drop on the outside corner. And
I imagine he'll see a feast of those pitches. I can't see him getting a rise ball.
Well, maybe if it's up and out of the zone.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a low rise into the zone. It might be trying to get Nico to chase on a 2-strike pitch up and away. But you're right. He's not going to get anything that he's going to be able to try and get under on a rise ball at least. Life continues to throw down in the bullpen. I can't imagine he would be in this game unless it gets tied. And now we've got time again as the ball, goes into play down the right side.
With a runner at second base, Ryan Boland and Sean Cleary making sure, probably not even flashing signs right now.
Well, that'll necessitate a mound visit every pitch. I've lost track. Change up, pulls this one foul. 0-2. The Hill United Chiefs now down to their final strike in the 2019 ISC World Tournament. Indeed, it does necessitate another mound visit. Colin Walsh in on this one as well.
Well, that changeup will certainly have Carrillo up there guessing now what pitch he's going to get.
Down and away, up and away. They've got a lot of weapons at their disposal. Could be the changeup. Cleary sets. Foul back to the screen.
Good turn of the hands there by Carrillo.
Yeah, they went to the outside corner and able to foul that one off. Let's ratchet up the tension just a little more here. 0-2, 2 out, 2 runners aboard. Chiefs now trailing 4-1. And a hopper on the infield. Schiller gets it, and they get the force at second. Ball game over.
A great play.
Hallman Twins will advance. We will try to get the replay for you on that as Cam Schiller flashes some more leather. What a play to end this ball game.
Here's the replay here.
Coming up.
The Twins will take on the Kitchener Hallman Cubs next. here at Circle Tap.
Okay.
Great, thanks again. Maybe we'll try it one more time here. We'll just show you that game-ending play one more time as you see the handshake line go by. We're going to try to get Zach Shaw for an interview as well, but here is the final out of the game. See the hard, high hopper on the infield. Cleary with the look as it goes over his head. Snagged by Schiller. The toss, and out at second base.
The big part about that was a backhand play that he made at second base, too.
Yep. So we've got Kyle Smith coming up with Zach Shaw. We'll give them a couple of seconds to get set up. A big 2-run home run in the top of the 7th to really salt it away. Take it away, Kyle.
Off the bench after a tough week on the trying to get some playing time. You got in the game a couple times this week, but off the bench to this morning and a big home run for some insurance run.
Yeah, it's tough when you're not playing, but we got a great group of guys, and so you got to stick with them and then give them my chance. I just tried to put a few good swings on it, and my first two at-bats weren't it, but, it is what it is. So,
What's the mindset coming into this morning? How's everybody feeling?
We're all feeling good. We know the road ahead of us. I mean, we had to beat a really, really strong team. So it's just one at bat, one pitch at a time, and try to stay together as a team.
We'll let you go. Good luck the rest of the way, and we'll see you in a few minutes.
All right, thank you.
Zach Shaw, Blair, back to you.
So, Joe Todd, a game that really kind of lulled us to sleep almost until the last inning. Typical Sean Cleary outing. He seemed to be in control, wavered just a little bit there in the 7th, but pretty much a masterful outing from Cleary.
Great pitching performance by Sean Cleary you talked about with the 11 strikeouts, just with the one walk. Had complete control other than the last out.
We see the presentation here of the 4th place trophy to the Hill United Chiefs. Joe, we're going to reset. Come back with us at around 1:30 Central Time. It'll be brother versus brother, Hallman Twins, Hallman Cubs. Flip the coin. Who do you pick? Come back and find out. For Joe Todd, Blair Setford, thanks for joining us.